Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So it feels like it has been forever since I've done a video. It's been 2 weeks, but it was the best little break I've ever done. It felt weird though to be able to go shopping and do some things that I'd love to make videos about and then never really have the chance to do it. But at least the good thing is I've got plenty of stuff like to go over and talk about and film about and in the coming weeks, so that way that's pretty cool. But it was definitely needed. Usually my husband and I have like a vacation by now, like at least if we go to the beach or something in the spring, if anything. And we didn't even do that because he needed to use one of them for this Dragon Con vacation we did. And we've also got one we're using towards like Christmas or just whenever we kind of feel like doing it. So it's been kind of weird. So it's just been kind of like a weird year for like vacations for us. Usually we do a lot, but this year we haven't. So it's, it was fun. It was definitely worth it. So obviously I went to Yankee Candle and a little bit of Bath & Body Works. And I knew this was going to happen because they went so long without doing a good, decent sale after the annual sale. Sure enough, come Labor Day weekend, they roll out some of the best ones they've done in a while. Bath & Body Works had buy 3, get 3. Their candles were finally 2 for $20. Finally. And then Yankee was doing like dollar tarts, and then they had their employee sale that they invited me to. So it was just like busy, busy, busy. But the trip we did ended up turning out a little bit different than it's always been. So we ended up coming back with some money and, things were just a little bit different. It was a smaller year in a way for Dragon Con, if you know what it is. I might do a video actually kind of talking about the stuff we did and got, but it was more of a low-key year for that vacation. So that kind of like allowed me to just kind of fuel my addiction when we got back. So once my husband and I was kind of telling him about it, I had the emails, and I've seen other people's videos. Like, I might watch one, on my phone or something, one that really struck my interest. And he was like, go figure. He's like, of course they do it while you're gone, because that's when you don't have as much money, to play with. This is like the Labor Day weekend. But I did manage to squeak in some stuff, so I was really excited to be able to do that. I'll just kind of go right through it. This is a very small little group from Bath & Body Works. I just did the 2 for $20. Survey coupon, of course. Bonfire Maplewood, it was never on the shelf in the tester store back when I did some larger test store orders. And by then, I wasn't really worried about it. Like, if I got it, I got it. If I didn't, I didn't. So, of course, it's finally on shelves now. They brought that out with a few more that I was a little wondering about. They finally released those, so I had to go ahead and get that one for sure. Then I also grabbed Cranberry Woods. I had one last year. It's a little bit of a different formula. Like, the notes are a little bit different. But I never did order it with my test store order because, I tried to get just new ones. Ones like Autumn and Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin. I tried not to really get so much because I knew they would be back. And Cranberry Woods was one of those that I just kind of knew would be here, so I didn't ever buy it. And then I got Spice. Love that one. I have the Wallflowers from last year. This one's a little bit lighter than usual, but, I might try the Erin Making Sense trick as far as like pouring some of that oil when it's, being melted and burning, to kind of maybe give it a stronger throw. So I might have to try that trick, and I will let you guys know how that comes out. So unfortunately, that's like the one little transaction I did. The next time they roll around, I will definitely get the rest of stuff I've been wanting, or ones that I might want a backup of. But I went more crazy at Yankee this time to where I couldn't really do that much at Bath & Body Works. So unfortunately, they took a back seat this time. And then of course they had like their, I hate this tripod some days. Kashmir Glow. You can see the edge of it. Sorry about that. That's retarded. But the Kashmir Glow, kind of hard to describe. Like, it doesn't really tell you what's in it, but it just has like a very... When I think of something for fall, that's kind of what I think of. Like, it doesn't have to always have like pumpkin, cinnamon, things like that just make you think fall. I really hate this tripod, sorry. Okay, there we go. But this one's definitely like a very warm, kind of like a better version of vanilla. Like, it's not really, it's kind of hard to describe in a way. But I do love that one. Like, I'm pretty excited for it. I haven't bought any of the body care yet for fall, like the ones that just came out. Because again, I told you it took a back seat. So unfortunately, you win some, you lose some. People already have like millions of videos talking about it, reviewing it. And so obviously that ship has sailed for me. I'll eventually get around to getting it. I mean, the only thing I did buy a few weeks back was Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin, but it's permanent, so there was like, I didn't even worry about including it in a video, because what would be the point? But, so I'm definitely anxious to try the other new stuff. I'm just going to end up just kind of doing it on my own and not really documenting it, because, I don't necessarily always document everything I do or buy or things like that, because you know, what's the point? But I do like to do big clusters like this where you can kind of go through several things, because this is collective. I mean, this was over, well, I mean, I say collective, but it was like the last week. But, you know, it wasn't all bought the same day or anything like that by no means. But, and then the next thing is we went to Walmart, of course, because we needed groceries when we got back. And as always, I venture off to wax. My husband ventures off to, like, sporting goods and automotive. So I grabbed Cookie Fix from Sensationals. It was with the summer line that had, like, Girls Night Out and Made Up and things like that. But it was over there, but it hasn't been there. So it's Cookie Fix. Oh, it's so good. I mean, it just smells like when you're baking fresh cookies. Like, it's what it says it is. And it's really, really strong and good. So very excited about that one. My husband loves, like, strong bakery scents, which I do too. So that kind of makes for perfect, you know, things for our home that we kind of agree on. Then I have Vanilla Caramel Spice and Spiced Apple Citrus from Better Homes. They smell just like they are, you know, described. There's not much detail to really go into those. I mean, they smell like what they're worded. So that's pretty easy. And then I did the tarts. That was actually the very first thing that I did at Yankee, because you know, when I got back before the end of the Labor Day sale, they had their dollar tarts. So that was the first thing that I was able to do. And then, yeah. So then I had the coupons back then that were 10 off 25. They expired on the 3rd, and I went on the 3rd. So I was like, you know what? That's kind of perfect. So I just used 2 coupons, so I grabbed 50 tarts, and I ended up only spending $30 because I saved $15 on or $10 on each transaction. So I haven't really bought tarts for squat after the annual sales have been over, because I racked up so much then. And so I didn't really have any fall ones, and I have like a few straggler Christmas ones from the annual sale. So I got about 30 or so fall ones, because I haven't bought any of, like, the new ones. And then I grabbed the rest in, like, the Christmas ones, like leftover ones that I've already burned through last year, or I just didn't really see around in an annual sale, things like that. So that was the first thing that I did, is I went ahead and racked up on some tarts. I'm not even going to worry about going through those, because, like, what would be the point? Because that's a lot to go through. But then I also got invited to the employee sale. And the employee sale is kind of, I had never heard of it until I really started, like, this year being, like, kind of more of, like, the hardcore shopper. And so the manager was telling me about it, and it's just like they invite, you know, some of their, like, frequent customers in. And it was on Thursday and Friday. You had to, like, RSVP for it, things like that. And I forgot all the numbers now, because it was, like, so many medium jars, large jars, 4 for this, 6 for that, that kind of thing. And then they had, like, half off of anything wax. So, like, I could have got tarts again for $1, or their accessories for their candles. Like, not so much, like, you know, the Halloween stuff, but, like, wick trimmers, lighters, Luma lids, like these here, were all half off. So I went ahead and got a couple of Luma lids, because I haven't really bought them lately. Like the, I went ahead and got the one that's like the nature, like the moose, the pine trees, and the bear, because that's kind of what I decorate my house in year round. And I really do love that little collection of stuff they came out with. So I definitely had to get that one, because I just kept forgetting about them. And then I got the one with the black cats for Halloween. You know, back when the Bunny Bunch party was here, they told me I could take it off of the jar and buy it. But I just kind of kept forgetting about it. I bought other stuff, and I was like, I'll just get it another day. And so luckily I waited, because that way I got it for $5. So at least, you know, say $5 for it. And then I've got, like, the Star flat wrought iron kind of one. My husband actually picked that one out. He loves, like, anything that's, like, patriotic and has, like, stars and stripes on it. And I've got the other stuff from that collection, like the jar toppers and, like, the candle holder and things like that. So I was kind of glad he got that. I probably would have got it for myself, but the fact that he picks it up makes me have, like, one less item I have to, like, pester him about pretty much. And then I did the employee sale had 6 candles for $77. So that's what I went ahead and did. I haven't bought any in a while. The last ones I bought, I think, have been at, like, TJ Maxx and Home Goods and such. Let me fix my tripod really quick that way. I know it's going to be, like, dizzying right now, but there we go. I didn't necessarily intend on going to get the new dessert ones, but once I really started smelling them and talking to, like, the cashiers about them, the more I fell in love with it. The strongest one by far is the chocolate layer cake. I mean, to the T, if you bake a cake at home and the whole place smells like that chocolate cake you're baking, that's exactly what that smells like. It puts whoopie pie to shame. Like, if you're going for something that's like a pure chocolate. Even chocolate bunnies, the Easter one, it kind of puts it to shame. So that's actually a really good one. It's going to be a good teaser, you know, when the husband comes home and thinks you're baking like a cake for him and you're not. But then we have Red Velvet Cake, which is a re-promote, and then a new one, Banana Cream Cake. Now, both of these are very light. A few people have kind of mentioned that they are harder to, like, fill a space with. So I'll at least give it a try. But if I have to, I may just reserve these for, like, bedrooms, like, you know, things like that. Red Velvet Cake just has, like, a very cream cheese smell to it. It's kind of interesting. It just, you know, you have buttercream icing, but this smells like cream cheese icing. And then the Banana Cream Cake smells like just a sweet, fresh banana. Even though that's probably you're thinking, oh wow, that's obvious, it's in the title. But, you know, I don't necessarily get as much like buttercream to it or anything like that. I just smell like a sweet banana. But it's not an obnoxious banana smell, because sometimes that can go really, really artificial. But this one smells really good and sweet. And I was trying to at least focus more on like limited edition ones or like treasures, things like that. But I never did buy a single one of the number collections with the coconut. So I wanted to pick my absolute favorite first, which was Coconut and Mandarin, which is number 3. Now, I would be willing to bet, I don't know if it'll be by the end of the year, but these will probably wind up in like TJ Maxx's and Home Goods. I mean, every other collection kind of like that, that's where they go. So if they do get those, I'm definitely going to try to get the rest of them. I just wanted to get my favorite for now. Once I would have bought more had I not just been obsessed with like the dessert ones. So I grabbed the one, and then I did grab 2 more that are like, you know, permanent ones. I mean, they're not exactly, you know, treasures or anything like that, but I'm ready for fall. I mean, now that football's here, you know, September's officially here, and Labor Day's came and went, you know, I'm ready for fall. I've been getting my Halloween stuff out. That village I was talking about is up, so yeah, I'm ready. So apple cider is like my favorite upon favorites. Like, anything that's like spices and ciders are my favorite. They're strong. They just make you think fall. I like it way better than I do anything cinnamon or things like that. So I had to go ahead and get me an apple cider. I've bought several tarts, but I still wanted to get the jar of it. So this was the perfect time to grab him. And I was going to get Christmas cookie, and it sat there and sat there. There were 3 of them for like 7 months. And of course, when I go to scoop it up during the sale, he's gone. So that's my own fault, you know. I've always told people, and I live by the, if you see it, do what you can to get it. I mean, don't bankrupt yourself by no means, but don't let it go either, especially if there's only a couple of them. But the good news is they are going to get it back. It is like a permanent Christmas one that they're going to carry, so it's not like he's gone forever. I just would have liked to have gone ahead and had it. But instead, I went ahead and bought gingerbread because that's one of my other favorites as far as the Christmas ones. I've got plenty of things that are Christmas tree, the balsams, kind of fragrance. So I definitely wanted to get gingerbread. Some people kind of go back and forth on that one. The old red one was definitely a lot lighter, but I like strong. I mean, that's, when I burn things, like, I want strong. I don't necessarily, I mean, unless it's just, you know, you might have a mood where you're in the mood for light, but I'm a strong person, you know, all the time. So I definitely had to get gingerbread, and I'll try to get more Christmas stuff now that I've kind of racked up on fall, and I've kind of gotten everything fall that I wanted. So sorry if this video is a little rough. It's amazing what 2 weeks can really do. Like, I feel so strange being back talking and going over stuff, and it's been sitting around, and I was about to put it on the shelf, and I was like, well, I could like just go ahead and talk about it real quick, you know, at least show what was got during the different sales and things like that. And yeah, so it was a much needed break, and I'm very excited because with Halloween coming up and other stuff that I was going to record this week, and it's been a lot of fun. And my sister finally pulled like a good stash of her stuff out, her Bath & Body Works stuff anyway. So I'm going to go record that today because after the Alabama game, of course, you know, we are going to like bust it out and I'm going to record some of it. It's not going to be everything she has. We just really, she pulled out some of the oldie goodies. Like, to me, that's what matters anyway. But hers would have to be broke down in sections. So I'm excited to do that one. So you'll have to keep an eye out. I don't know if I can get it loaded tonight. I'll probably do it tomorrow. But look forward for that one. If any of you guys that have watched this have heard me talk about it and brag about her stuff for her. But I'm really excited to do that. It's pretty fun. She's got some old stuff. I mean, she's got like stuff from when they opened their doors. So it's pretty cool. But thanks for stopping by. Again, I'm sorry if I was a little dry, boring. And now the sun finally comes out, of course. Because it's been so rainy all morning. Well, maybe that'll be like a good sign that today will be a great day. So comment, rate, subscribe. Always check back, you guys. I've got a lot to come like in the next coming weeks now that I'm back out of town and all these fun holidays are coming. So keep tabs on me, you guys. And I will see you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.